Welcome to episode 433 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, aka Prime, and Tim Kincaid in the building. It's almost like a back to school moment. We're talking about training camp. Welcome to training camp. It's not like we ourselves are going to be at training camp. Oh, I mean, maybe next week, but we're not attending today. Today is really about physicals. It's about checking in with the equipment managers, what you like. I'm sure they have plans for their, shades of Chip Kelly. We still have the shakes in the building, but everyone's just really just checking in, and it's about to be on and popping really soon. I'm really excited. I think we got some free agents. Some guy named Saquon Barkley, and maybe you heard of him. We got two new coordinators. There's a lot of stuff going on. But overall, I just feel like the fan base, the Eagles, are about to meet head on. Are you guys, Evan? Are you ready? I know you.
It's like, I mean, that's what the thing that a lot of people have been saying today. It feels like the first day of school, and it does. I mean, this is literally the first day of the 2024-2025 season. It all starts here. I think that you got a condition during this time. We saw last year a really. While the record showed that the Eagles were rolling, there was definitely, it felt kind of slow out of the gate. Like obviously a lot of close games throughout that entire winning streak. But I think I've always attributed a lot of that to not going too hard in training camp. I meof Nick Sirianni, that was one thing he tries to do is he wants to take it a little bit easier on him. I know in the preseason games, most of the starters didn't even play in the preseason at all last year. I'm hoping for a different mentality. I'm hoping Vic Fangio, being the older head in the building, is going to kind of persuade and talk about the importance of getting these guys, get their hits in, get conditioned and ready for the season, man. Because we need everybody with the longer seasons now. I want to play. I want to watch them play 20 games. So we're going to need them to be conditioned to play that. You're muted, Primo.
With all that pretty much said, I don't think you left anything for us to go ahead and touch more upon. I mean, you touched on every topic. So, I mean, it's definitely an exciting moment. Here we are, training camp, day one. Like Gail had mentioned, it's just pretty much the light stuff, getting situated, seeing what the players like, making them comfortable, being at home, because that's going to be their home for the next few weeks. So they go ahead and regroup and then, start the season up. So, like you said, man, mentioning the off-season transitions, the players that we're bringing onto the squad, the new coaching staff, seeing what the new mentality is going to be like. And I'm with you, Evan. I'm hoping that they definitely take a different, path on the preseason this season because, last year it was kind of like more of a struggle just waiting for these players to get out there. And then it seemed kind of like rusty in that first game, hoping that that's not going to be the case this time. I mean, we're going to Brazil. It's going to be a big game from the jump. So, these guys got to get loose and ready for the upcoming season. And what better way than, to go ahead and take a different path this upcoming season.
Most definitely. Hey, man, all y'all, great points. But one thing that you left was this is the best time of the year. The grass is cut. They're coming in, smiles, bushy tail, bright eyes.
All the hope in the world.
All the hope in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like you're coming in, you're fantasizing. You're like, this is what I'm about to do. My favorite part is the accessories. You know what I'm saying? What is football without accessories? The cleats, the arm sleeves, the bands. I mean, if I was in the NFL, I'd probably be a creative player from like Madden or 2K back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like. So, but this is it's time, bro. It's time. I love to see Jalen Hurts rocking 11s, carrying 11 Jordan 11 cleats. I love seeing when they do the videos and they're popping by and saying, "I'm blessed. I feel great." Nolan Smith, man, he looks bigger. And I love his little intro what he did to get in the building. So I'm pumped, bro. I hope you guys are. Chat, what's up? Let's go.
Bro, I think looking at the pictures of the players walking in, it's like first day at school. Some got their backpacks on. Like, there's some big ass kids. But I
And
think
then you see the sorry, just to cut you off real quick, but then you see the pictures. I'm not sure if you Landon Dixon, if you saw what he posted the other day.
Oh, that was super dope.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
hell
he's
yeah.
having a little slip and slide in the backyard. We're talking about first day of school. That was looking like summer break in his
Bro, did
backyard.
you see Jake Elliott? Jake Elliott was like
Yeah.
he's like 6.
Dude, that's what I mean. And like the camaraderie's already there. They're building the team chemistry. Like that was cool to
Yeah.
see.
what are you talking about with the slip and slide he had in the backyard?
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't see
So
it?
Landon
Oh,
Dickerson,
bro.
I think Landon Dickerson's
Bro.
girl is the one who posted it, but he essentially had a bunch of the players over, and he put out a giant tarp, and they had a slip and slide in Landon Dickerson's backyard. They were just having a bunch of fun.
Oh, I bet you the coach was like, "Come on, guys."
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, see, you can tell who's adult in the room.
They're just having fun, bro.
you're like, how much guaranteed money you got on your contract? Okay, should you be out here when your deal? Okay,
That's Andrew Bynum scars right
Oh my goodness.
you out here with Kelly
Nice.
Oubre riding BMX bikes or something? I don't know. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone is geeked up just like we are. We got Dylan from Boys checking in. Sending his love. We have Chase in a cool tone is in the building. Todd from the southern states of South Carolina. And shout out to Jordan. Did you know, fast fact, Jordan and Tim are cousins? You know that?
No shit.
Yeah, that's my little cousin.
I had no idea.
Great moments on 4th of Jawn history.
Shout out to my little cousin.
Now, obviously, if you're not a diehard Eagle fan, you're just like borderline. Welcome in, because this is about to get diehard. We're gonna talk about the roster, like we were GMs, like we were making decisions, like we are excited to see every single one of these guys at the open practice next Thursday. I'm excited. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Ev, do you want to introduce the quarterbacks? You want to give an intro for the position?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one clear cut head and shoulders above the rest, and then I think that Kenny Pickett has enough on him right now, enough tape, enough experience in the league to be the clear cut quarterback 2 on this team, the backup. And then, Will Greer coming from wasn't he? I thought he was with Dallas. I see him in the Patriots gear, but wasn't he on Dallas at some point?
Who's that? Will Greer? Yeah. He's the.
I don't know. I
he's
think
the human playbook.
I think him and Tanner McKee are honestly in a little camp battle for that third spot. Tanner McKee's a big boy though. I wouldn't mind having him. Just kind of stowed away on the roster.
I mean, looking at this group, I mean, we all know what Jalen Hurts means to the group, but I feel like just thinking about the group, I mean, it's really about Jalen Hurts, him leading us to the promised land. Because I'm saying, man, I'm starting to see I was reading the Jimmy Kempski article today, and I'm like that little. I'm not gonna say negativity, but like that word of about leadership, about him leading the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've normally seen Jimmy Kempski say anything about it. But I mean, there's chatter out there. But obviously, I think Jalen Hurts is here to right the ship. I think he's got a lot to. Does he have a lot to prove after last season? The end of last season?
Yeah, 100%. I think
absolutely.
a lot of this roster does. But I mean, while we're on the topic, like Kenny Pickett, if Jalen Hurts for whatever reason, has to sit out for a couple weeks this season, what's your guys' confidence level on Kenny Pickett? I honestly think I think he could win a couple games for us. If I'm being honest with you.
I think you're saying this because that's your brother.
I don't know, bro. I think
both
that
y'all have the Pat Riley haircut.
I think the talent around him, he'd be able to get.
I have great confidence in Kenny Pickett. I feel like he needed a reset button. Why not be in Philadelphia? I think it would be the perfect setting for him now that we have a new offense coordinator, and a fresh new start. Right? You're on a better team now. You know what I'm saying? And now you are going to peel your eyes back, open up your brain, and learn from behind. You know what I'm saying? So all 22. That's basically what he has, and this is the prime example of there's a lot of great quarterbacks. And let's be honest, a lot of great quarterbacks, they have a long, long career when they're backups because they know the systems. They can be great in a locker room. They understand of what team quality means in building. So I think, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see Kenny Pickett go to work. I mean, it's a fresh start for him. I know a lot of people on that certain side of Philadelphia is expecting to go ahead and see a lot of high hopes from this kid. I had the pleasure of speaking to a couple of Pittsburgh Steelers fans a couple weeks ago, and yeah, they're actually glad to see that he ended up moving on. They really feel like he didn't get the opportunity that he deserved in Pittsburgh. There was a lot of bad, talking going on and some behind the door shit that we didn't know about. But hey, listen, uh, not our problem. We're in Philadelphia now. I mean, he's in Philadelphia now. We're all about giving opportunities, and he's just got to go out there and show what he's got, and he's definitely going to go ahead and get that opportunity in preseason. Jalen knows where he stands. He does have some proving to do, especially with the downfall of last season and the leadership. People still question that. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting off season. Leading up to the beginning of the regular season.
Now, I don't know if you guys have been, Tim shared with us actually a link of the art of the interview with Saquon Barkley. Saquon's been the talk of the offseason with the Hard Knocks show. I think this is the first time he's actually been transparent about really what was going on and just kind of saying how it looks like they had offered him something, but it never really transpired. He was like, he let him know that, like, look, you want me, like, come get me, like, don't make me beg for it. Like and it's an hour-long interview. Check it out. I think Saquon handles it pretty well. Like, he wanted to be
He
a
knows
Giant
his
for life.
worth.
But again, if you know your worth, get your money. And I think this running back group starts with him, man. I think a lot of people will talk about who's behind Saquon, just in case something happens. You always got to have a backup plan. Kenneth Gainwell, again, 5th round pick. I'm shouting with my hands. In the 5th round pick, guys. He's given us good value as a 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in Will Shipley again in day 3 of the draft, on the 4th round, Will Shipley. Yep. So I think Kendall Milton, Tyron Davis Price, and Lou Nichols. I really think this position could see, I could see us picking up another guy just in case. If another guy becomes available, I'd be interested. What say you, Primo? Yeah, I mean, what are your concerns about this running back group?
I mean, the concerns is definitely just seeing, besides Saquon and Kenneth Gainwell, it's just all the other new faces, man. I mean, I guess it's just about the time that we have to go ahead and give them, and for them to show us fans, the fan base, what they're capable of doing. Am I a little worried? Yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and front. Do I feel like they should go out there, depending on free agency or what the waiver wire is going to be like? When people get with the cuts, is there going to be a running back out in the opening? I mean, there's some names that have been mentioned that surprisingly are they haven't found themselves on the team yet. But like, yeah, I just still feel like this part of the puzzle needs some attention, and I'm hoping that they address it before the season starts. I'm really trying to I'm really trying to stay positive with the whole Saquon. Respecting him, he's definitely the man, and again, it's just little by little kicking in that he's a Philadelphia Eagle. But if I sit here and tell you that I'm 100% confident on his health, I'd be lying to you. From past history, and I just want to make sure that we utilize him the right way. He doesn't hurt himself, and he can go a full season. So that's my confidence level that I'm really trying to keep at a peak. But if it does,
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to.
I'm saying if it does just go sour, I'm just not confident with what we got in the backfield.
I want you to take a mental image of how you feel right now. And then when he goes for 200 yards versus Green Bay week 1,
Oh,
I want you to
listen,
check
bro.
back with me.
I'm all in. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be the one. Like, yo, listen, y'all. I'm sold.
Saquon's
I'm
here.
sold,
He's
bro.
an
I'm
Eagle.
sold.
Yeah. As far as I feel about the running back position, I mean, let's look at it realistically. Let's look at it how Howie we know is going to look at it. There's already a lot of money invested in the running back position with going after Saquon, giving him the money that he deserves. But ultimately, it comes with a big price tag. You got one of the premier running backs in the league. Kenneth Gainwell, Gail, I agree with you. I mean, he was a fifth round. He was a fifth round player. There was a lot of pressure, I would say, on him last year, where there was people that were thinking that he was going to be the lead guy to start out the season last year. And obviously, I just don't. I think that is biting off a little bit more than you could chew with Kenny Gainwell. That's no disrespect to him. I just don't think that he at this point in his career is meant to be a bell cow, if he ever will be. So I like the combination. I like the 1-2 punch of Saquon Barkley and Kenny Gainwell. I think that is a good, like, kind of change of pace sort of thing, and sprinkling in a little Will Shipley. I like it. The only thing is, what we all know is that if Saquon Barkley goes down, then we're in the same position that we were last year. Then we're sitting there looking at Kenny Gainwell being the lead guy, which we know he can't do. So, it's one of those things that on paper right now, I'm fine with it, but realistically, you probably need to get another body in there.
I totally agree with that. And I think for the most people, the Eagle fan inside looking in, right, is what Gainwell did in that Super Bowl, because we damn sure know that Miles Sanders did not come to play. I mean, he almost fumbled. I think he fumbled out of bounds or something crazy, and then they lost trust in him. And then it was Gainwell's turn, and Gainwell, he balled out. He balled out in those pivotal moments. So what you're getting for a 5th round pick, man, is great. He is a solid backup, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I definitely agree with both of y'all. I mean, Saquon, he does have his injuries. There's one thing I want to take away from, and I don't know if anybody's seen the Saquon interview, was when he said something that was super, super dope. And I said, man, he's perfect for this position and to be in Philadelphia. He said that I'm not playing for myself, because there was an incident, or it wasn't an incident. He had a situation where people were talking about him, talking about that he wasn't a good running back. He's overrated. He's a name. People got to understand something. He's one of the popular faces in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He's a running back, right? So when I guess he played against the Chicago Bears, he had a terrible game. And the reason why he said he had a terrible game because he wanted to show people he wanted, and it was kind of like making him like it was like he had evil in his heart, and it was like he wanted to be a villain. And he said, after that, I would never play like that. And it's all about the team. And he also said something where I thought was like, yo, okay, it's unknown. Yeah, we look great on paper, but it's unknown. We don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to figure this thing out. So I think he's perfect for this team. It seems like him and AJ got a little bromance going on. I love it. I love to hear it. And Jalen. So I love to hear that, man.
I'm excited to see it live, man. Like once I see it live, then maybe I'll get a jersey. Saquon.
So hold on. So all of us are not getting it?
I mean,
for week 1, I don't know.
For week 1?
No, I gotta be true to everybody else that has come into this organization, man. They gotta earn it from me. Like they gotta build it. They gotta let it build. You know what I mean? I just don't go putting anybody's jersey on. Like I gotta be bought. I gotta be bought in. You know what I'm saying?
So you're telling me none of y'all got an AJ Brown jersey?
Oh no, I got an AJ, but bro, I mean, like, come on, AJ more than himself.
I'm frugal gang.
I know you're frugal gang. But Primo, out of everybody, it should be Primo getting a Saquon jersey.
It's on. What do they call it when you have it's there?
A layaway.
Not
Oh,
layaway.
it's a layaway. You're
It's in
definitely
the
frugal.
damn, yeah, we're old school, bro. Kmart days. Yeah,
Kmart.
it's I just got to hit the checkout button. That's what I'm getting at. Like once
It's in the cart. It's in the cart.
Oh, okay. So it's in the cart. All right. I got you.
It's in the cart, size ready. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go. But
I've had a few people hit me up and say, "Hey, man, you know how ordering stuff online is. Could you grab me a jersey down at this pro shop? If you guys want to have a pro shop day, and you know, maybe we could rack up some points on Primo's credit card, Eagles credit card. We could do a day where we go through the pro shop and shop for you guys, so Primo can have the points. Okay."
It's
a win-win.
But it's all about spreading love.
It's all about.
Points are going to benefit all of us.
We got a bold prediction from ECG in the house, East Coast Gridiron. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel. A lot of great football content. Will Shipley will be your number 2. His skill set will mesh well with Saquon. He's a sneaky guy, like who's got special teams ability. Also, he was their leading returner. His last return for his career was a dope return until he got hurt. He's got some interesting traits, man. Will Shipley will definitely be slept on by a lot of folks, but good bold prediction. Let's see. We got Mr. Walker saying, Gail, I'll hold you that because I'm gonna need some jerseys. So me and Prime talked about it already. We talked about this potentially happen. Kelly is asking for a plane ticket to Philly. Our favorite Eagle fan in Texas. We linked up with Kelly at the Cowboys game. Not a great scene.
Not a great scene.
Oh,
not a great scene. I still have
walking out. Was it walking out? Was it a little tough?
The walk. Prime, you tell him, what was the walkout like?
Oh man, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you had to walk out with your head high and take all the punches that were coming in all different directions, and they had every right to. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like I said before, it was a great time, and I'm down to do it all over again. But yeah, I mean, when you lose to the team that you hate the most in your life, like it's bad. It's bad. And then the fans didn't have
damn thing to me.
The fans didn't have no problems. You know what I mean? But it's like it hurt, but it really didn't, because you don't really try to pay too much attention to these fake Cowboy fans. Like you trust me, when you go to Dallas, you'll tell the difference between a true Cowboys fan and a fake Cowboys fan. You know what I mean? And I was all about testing the waters. As we were at the event, Gail stayed behind, and I said, yo, peace, I'm out. I'm going to go test the waters out in the streets. And that's exactly what I did. I walked up, running my mouth, you know what I mean, and everything. And then you got the ones that were true, the ones that were – you notice it. Trust me, you'll pick up on it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was the experience in Dallas for sure.
We got some questions popping in off. Shout out to Blue Meanie in the house.
Blue Meanie.
Wrestling legend in the building. Let's see. We got Adrian checking in. He says starts today, ends with green confetti. And this is not that I've ever smoked or anything, but this is the real only green I care about. This is the actual Super Bowl confetti that I just hang out to, just look at it.
I have that from a nice Minnesota person gave it to you?
No, it was on the street in Philly.
I got both.
Oh,
I got
because it looked darker.
I got more. This is Super Bowl confetti.
It's a private stash.
This is I got a bunch.
I see.
Don't go questioning the confetti, bro.
I got real confetti. Okay.
Just ask the question.
You see how tight he got. Don't question the confetti.
In a cool tone, ask: is Dalvin Cook still a free agent?
Dalvin Cook.
No, do not bring this up again.
Don't bring
this up again.
You're giving this guy some ammunition that we don't even want to deal with right now.
Oh, man. Somebody had to say it in the comments.
You tell him to ask this question. Is that what it is?
No, he asked it. Anyone got an answer for him?
Man, no,
He's
you
cooked.
go ahead and just answer.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying. I'm not
Just
saying a word. I'm
Take
not
it,
saying a
bro.
word.
Just take it. Go ahead.
All right. On the last show, Evan had asked for an apology from me, saying that he said that when Dalvin Cook was brought to the Jets, that he was supposed to be the guy. So I was being perplexed. I had asked, I'm like, really? And then we talked about the numbers. So I ended up going to Jets fans. I just wanted, because I was figuring out.
You know how hard I rolled my eyes when I got this tweet or this text?
Bro,
I was speaking to Jets fans today.
I polled diehards, and they came back and told me that Breece Hall was the guy, and Dalvin Cook was supposed to be a part of the
You hear that, Your Honor?
situation.
Complete anecdotal evidence proves Gail right.
Case closed.
Case closed.
I can bring up
talked
Texas
to
right now.
unnamed. It doesn't matter to me.
Just saying. I'm just saying. But I digress. Jersey Boy chimes in and saying, "What up, fellas? Do you all think Simmons will happen? The streets have been talking."
I think it's definitely a possibility, man. I mean, there's definitely some rumors swirling right now that are tying him to the Eagles as well as another team, right? So I think it's definitely on Howie's radar. He's definitely calling, trying to get as low a number as possible. But we've got money to play with right now, man. And that's definitely a guy that I would love to throw in this secondary. Man, think about how deep this secondary would be if you add him in there.
Bro. Tell me about it.
I mean, this is the thing, though. You have Christian Parker over here. You already got Vic Van here. Come home. You know what I mean? You just see Eddie. Eddie, it was Eddie Jackson, right? Eddie Jackson just got a deal with the Ravens. 1 year, 1.5. I think it was 250K guaranteed. We got that type of income over here. Come on this way. I mean, I will say
what are you
this.
thinking? 2-year deal? Do you think it would be, or
I believe he wants a 2-year deal, but I don't believe they want a 2-year deal.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 1-year deal, somewhere around there. But there's also teams in the conversation. So you got the Houston Texans, which
their team on the come up too, man.
Okay, and then the other two teams I'm not even going to say because I'm not going to put out my sources like that. But I'm saying though is there's a good chance I believe that he'll be in Philadelphia. I'm hoping that if it's a hey, you want to come visit and check out NovaCare, that's what I'm hoping. Please.
Once he gets a shake in his hand, and then he gets a bear hug from BG. Ha ha! Welcome.
All that.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
That's all it takes. What all it takes is you to have a great time and go on a trip with Philly Sports Trips is to get on a plane and book the flight August 30th to September 8th. Starts in Rio, ends in Sao Paulo, and then it finishes with me buying a jersey at the pro shop after Saquon goes off. And then
hold on. So we got to get the numbers on this. I got to see something. I mean, would you get a Saquon lease like $150, $175?
With the price? Oh
no. If yards.
If he gets over 100, I buy a jersey. I might.
Hey,
all right.
Listen.
That's a wrap.
He gonna have at least $150.
Nah, I'm
gonna get it.
He gets over 100 yards, I'll buy a trading card.
It feels a little dirty to me. It's just
dog. You going super cheap, Primo.
I'm just saying. You told me you want me to be bought in. You gotta at least give me 200 yards. 200 yards is where you threw that number at me earlier. 200 yards. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting checkout.
Adrian, talk about. I've seen this be a common topic online. Hassan Reddick still not reporting to training camp. What's your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think he would have been pulling the same thing here? Do you think the same way as Adrian that we kind of dodged the bullet? Do you still want him back?
Of course, I want him back. But the thing that I said about him when he left, I was like, I knew he was going to want that new deal, and I was shocked that he didn't get it right away. And I'm like, bro, he's not going to play unless you pay him because there's no reason for him bro, he's got his money, but like he could potentially lose out on another $10 million. So if he doesn't get a 2-year deal, I think he's gonna linger. And for Prime's hope, if he lingers back to Philly, just
I mean, do you think realistically, do you think that there's any possibility though? Because like the Jets would just be sitting there with egg on their face, bro. They traded for him, they gave up assets for him, and then to trade him away, like unless it was a clean swap.
As part of the business, yeah, I think it could realistically happen. Yes, I mean, I'm not just being boss about it. I think it can happen. Bring him back home. You know what I'm saying? I think, it wouldn't even be surprised if this is just something that him and Howie had a serious conversation about. Go out there, test it out, see how it goes, and if it don't work, don't worry, bro. I got you.
Yeah, and then when he comes back to NovaCare, Primo's going to be there with a big boombox. Baby, come back. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna hold it this way.
Hey, Gail, do you think this is a smart decision on his behalf of waiting out like this?
I would.
Okay.
If I could get a 2-year deal and get $10 more million, you got to do it.
But they're saying that he wants 28 to 25 and somewhere in that wager.
I don't know about that.
Evan, would you pull that plug? Would you give him that 20, 25?
and also a Temple alum. and
no, I mean, dude, we got the money to be able to swing that. Could we swing him and Justin Simmons? You know,
I mean, because he's due what 14.8, and you slap on another like 10, and then Justin give him like a $5 million 1 year plus incentives type of deal.
We're talking about Howie here. We're talking about Howie here, fellas. He'll make something happen, man.
Well, moving right along to the wide receiver position. This is it's like party in the front. No, what is that? Business in the front,
party in the back.
Oh, this is definitely a mullet. This is definitely a mullet.
Like business in the front. We AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. That's the business. We are going to give teams the business weekly. At the back end, it's where it's a little bit of a mullet. You got a little sprinkling of the youngins. We got some guys that are like journeymen. We got John Ross bringing you the speed. We got Anais Smith bringing you the youthful energy. We got Britton Covey, who's mix and match, mixed bag, but mainly special teams, and Paris Campbell, another journeyman at this point, trying to prove himself. So I think overall, this group, we are really looking for that wide receiver 3 to step up. Like if that's Paris Campbell, let's see it. If it's, I don't know, Anais Smith, I don't know. What's your biggest feelings about this group? We'll start with you, Tim. What is your biggest positive and negative about this group?
Biggest positive is we got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, one of the best dual wide receiver duo in the league. The negative, I don't see no negative. Because we gotta give these guys a chance. So I want to see Smith get the opportunity. John Ross, I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm hoping that hoping you're watching this. I'm rooting for you. I'm a father myself, man. So it's always somewhere where you have that dash strengths, and so I'm rooting for you. And I want to see Johnny Wilson. I want to see him on the field. There's something that intrigues me: a 6'7" wide receiver, in the end zone, red zone, and doing his thing. I can't say anything negative about it. I just want to say I want to see opportunity, and I want to see Paris Campbell get a chance to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Can you throw that picture back up one more time?
Hold on 1 second.
Don't say anything mean, man.
I'm not. What we got here? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 other wide receivers besides the best duo in the NFL league. 9 wide receivers. Out of that 9, you definitely should find that number 3. We're giving them the opportunity. You see the work that these guys have been putting in all season with Jalen. Jalen already taking that extra step to work with these fellas, off site, different spots, testing them out. You've been seeing a lot of work from Johnny Wilson. Let's even point out Anaya Smith. The guy coming into getting drafted day 2, day 3. He was just all social media. Where's he been at lately? Quiet. 'Cause, what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff like you see that you can see the mentality in some of these players. What I mean? When it's time to go ahead and get busy, they're ready to get busy. So I think we're good here. I think these guys are going to be all right, getting themselves together, and you definitely have the potential to get the number 3 wide receiver out of them. I mean, I'm with you, Tim. John Ross. I mean, we're talking about one of the fastest guys at one point. So it's going to be crazy. Yeah, I see that. He's going to be doing his thing, and the potential he could be the potential number 3 wide receiver.
Um, I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I do want to point
haymaker.
out. No, there's no haymaker. I just want to point out one thing. Do you remember the Davion Taylor draft?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you remember what the theme of that draft was? Speed. I want speed. That's what Howie said. He was going after all the fastest guys in this position. Tell me what you guys noticed about this. The lower level, big bodies, big bodies. The common theme that I'm seeing here is big bodies that they want to fill that wide receiver, 3 or 4 with. I think that Paris Campbell ends up being that guy at the wide receiver 3 to start out the season for sure. Hopefully, one of these guys emerge, but. To me, what I'm looking at is 6'5", 6'3", 6'5", 6'6", 6'3". I'm kind of viewing, if I'm Howie Roseman, if I'm trying to think through his mind, like it seems to me like they want a big body option out there. Obviously having Julio Jones last year, we would have loved to seen a lot more of him down in the red zone, that type of thing. I think that's kind of the mindset here. I think that they want to try and retain a big body, and of those big bodies, Johnny Wilson, Shaquan Davis, Joseph Ngata, Jacob Harris. I think that one of those guys ends up making this roster, just based off of having a size option.
Austin Watkins Jr.
Yep,
he was on the Talk to Prospect show that we did. So I think can you hear me?
Yeah, Gail, your
Mike.
audio. Yeah.
And then he mutes me like if it was me.
Yeah.
Hear me now?
Yes,
We can hear you now.
What were you saying?
What were you saying? Don't worry about what I was saying. I ain't say nothing.
No, I said Austin Watkins Jr. He was on the Talk to Prospect show with me and Mally back in the day. We saw him down in the Senior Bowl, met him, and we thought he'd be a breakout player. Here he is in his 3rd year with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So, Eagles, you got an opening, scouting department, holla at your boy.
Hey, I do have a question, though, in regards to the wide receiver. Does any of those guys, on the second level, on the second tier, that like stand out to you and is like, oh, I hope he gets a fair share, or I hope he makes the team, or I hope he's standing out when it comes to preseason? Like for instance, for me, it would be Joseph Ngata. I hope he stands out. And then of course the guys are going to get drafted. They got drafted this year. I think they'll make the team. But you know what I'm saying? Like, does any of those guys like stand out to you that's been on the practice squad and is going to get a 3rd or 2nd chance to you?
I think Ngata is definitely a guy that he kind of caught my eye last year, and I thought that I just wanted to see more out of him. I guess that was also the benefit of what I said earlier in them not starting the starters as much. You got to see a lot more of these secondary and 3rd string guys. So we did get to see a little bit of Ngata. Didn't he end up getting injured? I believe that was his problem
so.
at the end of that training camp. So I'm hoping for a strong bounce back from him. And you mentioned like John Ross and just like his trying to make a return here. It seems like he's coming back to this game with a different mentality. And a newfound passion for it. So I would love to see. We already know he's fast as hell. I mean, if
Right.
he ends up, turning it around and making the team, like just thinking about the speed that he could possess at the wide receiver 3, if he ends up being the guy, my God, man.
Let's go to the tight end position, man. Tight ends have been, I don't know, Dallas Goedert. Has he gotten his respect across the league? I feel like Dallas Goedert. It's time to make some. It's time to make some money. He's the same age as Evan. He's old. He is old. He wants to get paid. There's so many mouths to feed. Does his agent be like, let's go win the Super Bowl and take it down the road? But I think this group right here, tight ends. Albert O. What is Albert O? He's got some guaranteed money in that contract. CJ Uzoma, is a good blocker. Is he a jack of all trades? Is he a Jack Stoll? Grant Calcaterra, Evan is his stepfather. He's been worried about his health for 2 years.
He's younger than
and then we got McAllen Castles out of Tennessee and EJ Jenkins. We'll start with you, Tim. What do you think? What is your biggest? Prime. Did we go Prime? What is your biggest positive and negative when you think about this group right here?
Well, man, again, you talk about Dallas Goedert, his age, but not too many people really paid attention to that. But now that it's been put out there, people are going to be worried about that. But I'm not going to take nothing away from him. He's a stud. I really just hope he, goes up, takes it up another notch this season. And then of course it depends on the play call on which we got, which is new with the coordinators and all that stuff. So I think they're definitely going to go ahead and utilize him way more. And then you got, I think the back end of this where, these guys are competing for, that second. I don't even know how many tight ends we're going to end up holding. 3 tight ends. The competition is going to be, serious. I know we talk about taking a different approach with the preseason, but, I think let's just be more detailed. I think that we need to definitely loosen up a lot of our starters, but then we definitely need to fall back and focus more on the competition role. Tight end is going to be one. Wide receiver is going to be another. Running back, who's going to be that guy to go ahead and really back up Saquon. So those are the things that we're really going to go ahead and touch on. But with this tight end team, I'm looking at, a good 2 or 3 potentials that could go ahead and fill this spot. And I don't even know how to say his name. McKellen? Is that his
Castles? Yeah, McCollum
Castles.
McCastles. Sorry, McCastles. All right, so McCastles. I seen the dude straight up. In person, big body. Tight end built. I listen, man. I'm really trying to see what this boy is all about because I think he has the potential to go ahead and get one of those spots.
Talking about Goddard. I'm just pulling up what he's done in his career. It seems like there was, if you're just looking at it as strictly as a stat, box score watcher, there seems to be a little bit of a bell curve, if I'm being honest. He kind of ramps up to the 2021 season, and then there's been a little bit of a taper off. Do you guys think that he does better or worse than last season?
I think better. This is goddamn. Talk about touchdown production. You're like, I wouldn't think it. How many got called back? I remember 1 year a couple has got called back, but
oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 6 touchdowns this year.
For sure. And he always gets the bad end of the stick when it comes to injuries and
we need more like
callbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember the one game was against the Commanders where he tore his shoulder up and it was clearly a face mask. Mm-hmm. Like he's always, you know what I mean? And what was the other one when Dallas?
Dallas, he had the potential to have at least 2-3 that game.
Yeah, man. So it's the the luck, man. He just has luck. It's all about staying healthy, and then after that, it's competition. So may the best man win. Albert O, we see. I've heard so much about Albert O, and I'm just like, I'm waiting to see, but we haven't seen it. And then it seems like Jalen didn't trust any of the backup tight end positions. I hope him getting a little bit more time and iron sharpens iron, that he earns, those tight ends earn Jalen's trust.
Right. And I agree with you. I think that Dallas Goedert has had, bad luck. But like, if you just think about it and you think about the tight end units that this team has fielded to start a year in years past, like I'm kind of looking at this one, and in recent memory, like feels kind of weak, our tight end position, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Right.
I mean, Dallas Goedert he's good. We know what he is. I think that he's kind of fallen out of that. Do you think that he's still widely regarded as a top 10 tight end in the league?
Skill wise, yes. Skill wise, but production
I mean,
and putting it on the field, I don't think so.
I mean, there's luck, but then there's also like once it happens year after year after year, it is what it is.
Oh, are we saying this because we're spoiled Eagle fans and we've always had a great tight end?
I mean, dude, I do like a solid tight end. But yeah, no, I think that Alberto, that was a guy that when he was in Denver, he was a guy that I feel like tight end always has these positions that are like this guy's on the come up. If you remember,
right.
Noah, what was his name?
Noah Tagai.
Tagai. I mean, for years we're hearing about in training camp, like, no, like, he's on the back burner right now, but he's going to be a stud, blah, blah, blah. I think that, it just ends up being a position that since there's so few of them in the league comparatively to wide receivers and stuff like that, that there's more hype that is built around these guys.
Hey, I'll give you another one, OJ Howard.
Yeah.
He was the second coming of man. He was the second coming of like, you know what I'm saying? So like those guys, when you see those
wash game,
I don't think he's washed. I just don't think that he's performed. Bro, he was drafted 4th overall.
But they didn't use him correctly. He wasn't getting used correctly.
I do think that he has his biggest year here with Kirk Cousins for sure.
We will see.
I mean, they're going to use him at wide receiver too. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Move right along. This group does not get the respect that it should. The big uglies. We're talking about offensive linemen. I think in the past couple of years, offensive linemen have been pretty popular with Jason Kelce leading the way. But this year, Cam Jurgens steps in as his heir apparent. He's the guy that was handpicked. This is like Obi-Wan, when he chooses Luke. He's been working with Cam Jurgens to be the next Jedi. If you have messed with Star Wars, you get it. Tyler Steen, I think we don't know what Tyler Steen is yet. We've heard some words, but with Mekhi Becton in the mix, does he get play at guard? We don't know. We have Evans' acting partner, acting mate at Temple, Matt Hennessy in the building. Trevor Keegan, he's a day 3 pick who's trying to make his name here. And then just overall, Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata, those guys are Pro Bowl talents. I think I'm pretty geeked. Evan, what is your biggest positive and negative thinking about this group?
Positive. I really think that we are looking pretty good at tackle, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, obviously we have Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson, and we, as well as the rest of the league, views them as some of the premier tackles in the league. That's great bookends. But if you look at the depth that we have there in getting Mekhi Becton, in another year of progression of Fred Johnson, dude, I really like Fred Johnson as a
big dude.
He is, dude. And I know that a lot of the guys in the offensive line speak highly of him, talking about how much he progressed last year. We don't get to see much of him, but he is talked highly about. And I think that he, from what everybody says, should be a legitimate backup tackle. And then, as you look at the more interior positions, can you stop putting comments up so I can actually look at them? Unbelievable, this guy. I had talked about when we drafted him. Trevor Keegan was a guy that just a big body out of Michigan. I love a Big 12 offensive lineman, and I think that he at least looks the part of being a legitimate player. Matt Hennessy, great acting skills. Is he a legitimate backup center? He was drafted in the 3rd round, so I think he has a chance to be. But my biggest takeaway is the tackles, looking good, and just kind of that question mark still at right guard. Tyler Steen, we've heard he's going to be the guy, but I want to see it with my own eyes before I give it the okay.
Yeah, I mean this is a scary looking group here. The top 5 is definitely legit. Trevor Keegan's definitely has that look like, he's gonna come in here and do some
He looks
damage.
like he belongs in the league, don't he?
Absolutely. Matt Hennessy, I mean, I know that's Evan's boy. Dylan McMahon, man, that dude, I don't know. It's just something that's just like he kind of reminds me of my man off of Child's Play, the main character and all that stuff with the hairstyle. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure him out. I'm trying to figure a lot of these guys out. But I mean, I know what Mekhi Becton's talent is all about. I've seen Fred Johnson. He is a big dude. I agree with you, Gail. I mean, the dude's a beast. And I guess it's that lower level guys that really have to go in there and show what they're all about. And seeing if they can go ahead and have the potential to make this practice squad, or maybe have the opportunity somewhere else. But I mean, like, you see a bunch of these names and everything, and I think there's nothing really too much to worry about. I think we're going to be, great on the tackle position, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Tyler Steen's all about as well. So we'll see.
Shout out to Rome. He says Dylan Weird Al McMahon. Definitely us here.
Yo, I gotta say this. So shout out to Gail for adding all those guys on that little depth chart. Shout out to Gail.
Trying to fit them all together. I got arthritis now.
I mean, we talk about Howie Roseman kind of being ahead of the curve, and we've talked about, with the new kickoffs this year, how he is going in and he's doing his homework on returners and trying to put together one of the best return units with these new rules. I think another kind of similarity in that is him going after Lakin, Vac Lahai. I probably butchered that last name, but kind of taking advantage of these international player rules, where you can have an additional guy on your roster without it counting, against your 53-man team. Trying to find another diamond in the rough, like right. You found in Jordan Mailata, and who better to have him learning under than the dean of Stoutland University. So,
right. But we all know that this is Jeff Stoutland's pickings, right?
Yeah,
and we all know what I will say about this. What I love about this is we have youth and the depth. That's what I love about the pieces that are on the O-line, and then we take O-line here serious. I love that. I think and what I've been hearing so much. Every star player has been talking on the Eagles has been talking about him, and that's Cam Jurgens. Like I said before in a couple of previous videos that we've done, Cam Jurgens was handpicked by our guy, Jason Kelsey. By Jason Kelsey, that means that means something. You know what I'm saying? Like this. I mean, he's a coach. I mean, he has a locker room. He has a locker room in the coach net, in the coach's locker room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you guys heard that, but like. That means something, man. You're handpicked, and you have Saquon. You got Jalen. You got I think it was Darius Slay. Slay been dropping gems, by the way. Go check him out. Just whatever. But everybody's been raving about Cam. You know what I'm saying? So they're like he hasn't missed a beat. Like, we believe in him. We understand. Like, he understands what this position means. So it's super dope, man.
Tim. Pete Nathan in the comments asked, y'all think they keep 10 or 9 offensive linemen?
Obviously the top. I would say Mekhi Becton and Fred Johnson. My acting partner, Matt Hennessy. Trevor Keegan.
Fred Johnson.
I already said him.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Hennessy is 9. I think they honestly keep Brett Toth too.
Yeah, that's there's 10 right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I can see
James.
that because look at that's all experience right there.
Right.
That's all experience. There, you know what I mean? Besides Keegan.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. I mean, overall, the player that I'm most excited to see, who's air quotes not starting at the moment, Akai Becton. I think he's got a lot to offer. I think if he gets his opportunity, I think you think about those days when we had Jack Driscoll. Evan really hated him on his way out of here. Like he didn't deserve the hate that Evan Hearn gave him. But Jack Driscoll, I feel like Jack Driscoll to
Jack
Mekhi
Driscoll
Becton is Sure, put some respect on his name, man. This guy went from UMass, transferred all the way to Auburn to get an opportunity, and here you are, Temple, just crapping all over.
It's because he didn't go to Temple. That's why he's hating on him. Hating on him.
Just because you're almost 30, you just been acting weird these days, dude. Ever since you hit 29, Evan has been like, old man, get off my lawn. No old dudes on this line, however. We look at that young nucleus, starting with the middle of the defense. Jordan Davis holding us all together. Hopefully strong against and stout against the run. Jalen Carter, who's been tough as nails at the rookie. Bryce Huff, trying to bring that juice down the turnpike, if that doesn't make any sense to you. Jersey Turnpike goes all the way down, leading into 95 to Philadelphia. If that makes sense to you, I have a tip for you. Bryce Huff is going to try and bring the pressure. We have Josh Sweat, who's a fan favorite, best sack dance in the league. Brandon Graham, the elder statesman. I feel like this is the farewell tour. I'm here for it. We got a lot of Kelly Wilson, Texas football fan, in the comments talking about more Jomo. Marlon Tuipulotu, we will never forget you standing us up for an interview. We love you. We appreciate you, even before the Eagles drafted you. On the back end, Terrell Lewis, pay your fare, someone would say. Pay your fare.
You're wild.
You can't be out here in the streets like that. Nolan Smith, we're a big fan of his last year in the draft. Jalix Hunt, I think in the most intriguing interviews, Jalix Hunt has been a great listen. I think that Ivy League education, I would love to just learn more about Mr. Hunt. But I'll go with you, Prime. What are your biggest positives, negatives looking at this group?
Well, I appreciate you letting me go first on this one because this is my favorite topic of the night. I mean, like just seeing the videos the past couple of days of Bryce Huff's workout, I'm already getting souped up about what he's coming to the table with. And then today seeing Nolan Smith, seeing the shape he's in, he's definitely looking good as well. What's funny?
I tried putting it up, but Gail turned it off.
Pass and dash.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like this lineup right here is just crazy, man. I'm ready to see these boys go to work. I'm ready to get back to the potential of having those sacks, the number of sacks that we had a couple years back. Especially with Vic Fangio back in the building, with his scheme and everything, I could see us getting back to that potential once again. Jalix Hunt is another one that it's always those quiet schools players that come out of the draft that are surprising, and I'm really ready to see that boy go to work. I've heard a lot of mention of Ajomo. Ajomo looks like he's ready to get to work. So I think we have no issues here whatsoever. And then, of course, hear me sitting patiently waiting for the Hassan Reddick news to drop, so I could brag about it. Adding that guy to this lineup, is even going to be more of a hype thing, bro. So
Are you speaking into existence? Are you?
I've been speaking into existence, bro. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I'd be checking my news feed every day just to see what Hassan Reddick news is going down.
Uh, it's interesting that Terrell Lewis is on the roster. They did not cut Terrell Lewis for going viral in the most wrong way.
Not yet, not yet. At least
He was just trying to save that money. That's all. He's just trying to save some money.
I mean, they might have paid attention to the video on how fast he was in and out of that hole. But at the same time, they might be just holding on to him to see if they could get
Stay in and out of that hole.
You messed me up there. But I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe they might be holding on to it because they need to get in touch with the female. I don't know. She was juking my boy. She was keeping up with him. She was keeping up with him.
So, I mean, as I look at these group of guys, I mean, I'm excited. I think that this is going to be another big year for Josh Sweat. I think Bryce Huff comes and he ends up doing his thing. Jalen Carter, I've been saying his praises all off season long. But as I look at the other two guys on that top row, I'm sorry, but this is kind of a put up or shut up here. I mean, it's not just Jordan Davis, Milton Williams as well. I mean, we last year. We remember during training camp the pictures that were coming out about Milton Williams just looking absolutely jacked. That man, let's just be real about it. He started more games than he ever had last year. He started 10 games last year. He played in 16. He had half a sack all season long, which is the lowest that he's had, as a professional. That was kind of the opposite of the season I was expecting him to have. Jordan Davis is another guy that I wanted more out of him last year. So I've really been excited about Ojomo, of Marlon, of seeing more of them. I'm really excited about Jalix Hunt. I think that, you talk about him being a good interview, but I think he's also going to be a surprise player to people as well. I think he's going to make his presence known early and often. Zach Vaughn is another guy that, I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the table, the progression here of Nolan Smith. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know about how you feel. I've been a Patrick Johnson truther. I like Patrick Johnson. I think he's actually a decent player. He's a good special teams player. And I think that he, once again, is on our squad this year.
Great role player. I think Patrick Johnson, doesn't – I like you talk about dirty work. I think he just does the dirty work that, at the end of the day, you just want someone who's going to show up. And I think he's got every opportunity to be that dude this year. I'd say special teams wise, he's got the ability.
Are you guys willing to apply the same pressure though on to Milton Williams that we are applying to Jordan Davis?
I agree with you, Evan. I think it is definitely a put up or shut up year for Milton Williams. It just goes to prove it doesn't really, all the pictures and all the videos really ain't much. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go out there and back it up. And he didn't do that. With half a sack, that ain't going to get you nowhere. Ain't going to get you nowhere.
Every summer, Ben Simmons is putting out videos of him shooting threes, bro. It don't change anything.
Yeah. You weren't shooting in the gym?
I know. Bob from Down Under talked about Vic Fangio. The whole defense should be built around Jalen Carter. He says how Fangio deploys our front is a mystery. Still, first down is 3-4. Who plugs and where? I don't know if you guys, have looked into any of Fangio's fronts, but here's a look at his base. His 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, 4 DBs. His nickel is 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs. His penny front, 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs. Dime, 4 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, 6 DBs. And his dollar, which is 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 6 DBs. It's going to be interesting how he deploys teams, the defensive unit. But
I will say this though, when Vic Fangio was in Miami and Chicago, he didn't do a lot of that substitution stuff that we've been seeing in the last 3 years that the Eagles do. So Christian Wilkerson, he played a lot. I think they're going to put a lot of that load on Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. So this is a Jordan Davis experiment. Like you're going to have to step up. He's going to be playing a lot, and you got to stay in shape the entire season. And Jalen Carter can't hit a wall. I mean, he was a rookie, so we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then let's be honest, when it came to the PFF, right? It was the PFF. He was like the only Eagle and rookie on there with a top. I think he was top 10, right?
Yeah.
So it just, I think we gotta be patient with Jalen. Jalen Carter, and then I think with that is conditioning. Conditioning is serious, man.
Evan took his swag moment to the next
What did he
level.
do?
He's like,
oh, I was talking about his hat.
Shoe game, I don't know, but hat game, Evan.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yo, Evan told me the other day. He said he got some New Balance.
Yeah, I'm on the New Balance.
Well, 504, 504, or
He doesn't know the numbers yet. I asked him.
damn, Evan, come on now, learn that, baby. You gotta learn that.
305.
Sneaker talk, baby. Come on.
I'm trying.
Resident Eagle hater Pete Nathan had chimed in and said defense is going to struggle. In this comment, he says most of his defensive snap guys play over 70 snaps. Tim, he said you're right. But Pete says the defense is going to look pretty similar how it looked last year. And there's not much of a difference compared to last year.
Not much of a difference. Pete, I think it's about time we jump to the secondary. I don't want to skip over the linebackers, but
yeah, let's talk about the linebackers. Evan, you introduced the linebacker group.
Yes, sir. I could just double click it. My bad. Listen. All I gotta say is I'm taking my name off of this. He better turn out like Van Ginkel. All the time that Van Ginkel's been mentioned on this goddamn show, Zach Bond better be the next Van Ginkel. I think that he's a decent player. I don't want to put the expectations too high for him. Nakobe Dean, bro. We were talking about Milton Williams and Jordan Davis in the last slide. You're on that same list, man. Nakobe Dean, the one of the original founders and reason for Mr. Medicals. It's your time to shine. I think that mentally he is a great football player. It just needs to translate into actually, the play and what we see. Devin White, I think, is going to be our saving grace here. Devin White is a legitimate linebacker in this league. I think he ends up being a captain, if not this year, definitely next year. Ends up being a green dot player. I think Devin White is going to be the quarterback of our defense, and I'm feeling very confident with him there in the middle of the field. Y'all know how I feel about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I mean, I was excited that we got him. I was excited that we got him where we got him. Obviously fell in that draft. Obviously, there's bias in that. Jeremiah Trotter Senior was one of my favorite players that ever played for the Eagles. So obviously I'm rooting for this kid. It's a good story. And if it turns out, then it's just an extra cherry on top, man. But as for these other guys, BVS, I know he had a little hive last year. He did all right. He did all right.
Yeah. I mean, for UDFA, the fact that he stuck around says a lot in terms of just being able to stick around as UDFA is tough. But I think Devin White, man, I think he, like you said, Ev, saving grace. I think him stabilizing this unit, I think is pretty key. I think if Zach Vaughn is that guy, like who has like a versatile role, it'll be interesting. I know Nakobe Dean has been talked about at I mean, we've all were excited when we brought Kobe Demon. This is N'Kobe Dean face. That's when he was drafted. We were all excited, but I think he's got to show it on the field and be there, and stay there, and show and prove. And again, I heard that Zach Cunningham, he still wants to come back. He's on speed dial. I think he showed his worth for what he was off the street. You know what I'm saying? So, Primo, what are your thoughts on the linebacker group?
Devin White, is definitely be a key pickup for this offseason. I'm a big Devin White fan, even when he played with Tampa Bay. Mad respect to him, and then just the fact that he's wearing the Eagles jersey now, I think he's going to fill that gap in pretty well. N'Kobe Dean, look, I was with you that day that we drafted him. I was happy, but he just hasn't been up to the potential of playing that spot. Needs to stay healthy. So this is definitely going to be a big year to go ahead and prove that he belongs here. And as much as he says he wants to go ahead and have a long career here, he's got to go ahead and go out there and show that this year. Jeremiah Trotter, I still stand where I stated a long time ago. We picked him up. Respected his father, Axeman. I would love for him to be the Axeman 2.0, but there's some serious shoes that he has to go in there and fill. And I really just think that he takes the opportunity to go ahead and feed off of these other guys and learn, so that way he could be the next man up and play to that potential. I've been seeing a lot of Ben Samurin. Am I saying his last name right? Ben Samurin. Been seeing him a lot. Hanging around with the players a lot, the Eagles autism, some off the field activities. The guy's in great shape, but shape really doesn't really matter. It's just all about how well you can play the position. Somebody, definitely the eye in the preseason. I'm tired of hearing the whole Van Ginkel role with Zach Bond. I'm with you, Evan. If you're going to go ahead and give that title to him, I really hope he comes in here with that potential. If not, kick rocks. Oren Burks, to this day, I still, here I was probably standing next to the dude for like a good 15, 20 minutes before I realized who he was. So, he I don't know. Coming from a second hated squad that, I don't like in the league. I don't know what you coming to the table with, but it's all about giving you the opportunity, and I hope we'll see what his skill set is all about. So, but if there's anything, who knows? Maybe this is another position that we need to go ahead and pretty much hit, depending on the waiver wire, free agency, all that stuff.
You talk about Trot Jr. filling senior shoes, and I just have a little question for you guys. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to put it as like who has the better opportunity to fill their shoes, because one of them is just impossible to fill. But who do you think has a better chance at success in their respective sport? Jeremiah Trotter Jr. or Bronny James?
Oh,
Jeremiah.
I'm probably gonna go with Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
I'm gonna go with Jeremiah.
All right.
That's a good one, though. I like
That's hard shoes to fill when it comes to Braun.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't do it as filling shoes, because there's no way Bronny can ever do
right.
it.
There's no way. But yeah, I totally agree with y'all with the linebacker position. I feel like Zach Cunningham is one call away. I just feel that he was good against the run, and when he was out, that's when we started getting ran up on. Teams run all over us. I like Summerlin. I want to see a little bit more from him. He got a couple of snaps in that Giants game. He had a little spark here and there or two. But Jeremiah Trotter, I feel like he's just here to learn, and then let him develop, and then we'll see what we got. And then Dean, I'm rooting for you, bro. I need you to stay healthy. Man. Come on.
You sound like a concerned dad on that one.
I am. I really am. I mean, because this is what it's about, man. It's about us as fans or content creators that we are. We're reachable, right? We see this, we learn this, we know this. We're rooting for our team. We are fans, and it's like, bro, come on, man. I need to stay healthy. So, because we were all excited when he got drafted, right? And it was the whole Georgia thing, and it was just, man, Evan, I need you to improve the medicals, bro. And then and when it comes to Devin White, though, bro, like I've been hearing nothing but him flying to the ball, interceptions. I hope I hope when him being here, I hope he's here to be able to show the guys, hey, this is what it takes to play linebacker position. And his mentor just retired the other day, Levante David. So good career for him, man. Yeah, he just retired yesterday. So I feel like he'll embody that spirit, and he'll be the leader of the defense. That's what I'm looking for. So definitely.
Oren Burks just called me. Said, "Prime, I don't like your comment."
He looked like he's smart. He looked like he messed somebody's math. He jacked somebody's math question up quick.
He Oren Burks looked like he could. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna move forward. I'm gonna go to the next position group.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be as positive as positive can be. This is the talk of the town. This is where it gets real interesting because we got this is almost like a Game of Thrones because we have the Isaiah Rogers stands of the north, and we have the Keely Ringo stands of the south, and then we have the Quinyon stands of the east, and then Tim with. He's probably he's got some take he's got to get off his chest. But
we'll
let you introduce the group.
Hey, breaking news: Cooper DeJean just suffered a hamstring injury while training today.
Damn!
Really?
Yeah, just reported right now.
Yeah, it just came out. Adam Schefter.
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah. So
damn it!
Right? Damn.
Hamstrings ain't no joke, man. I just pulled mine last week.
Well, you're also over 40, so.
What did they say about the hamstring?
So basically, what happened was today was he suffered a hamstring injury while training and will begin training camp on the NFL list per Jay Flower ESPN. So
3 weeks.
So a grade 1 hamstring strain can take a few days. Grade
we
2,
were just positive. What
few
happened?
weeks, and a grade 3 is a few months. So
it's a grade 1.
It's unknown. I don't think at this point. I'm just throwing out my Mr. Medical information right now.
Okay, Mr. Medicals, I have a question.
It takes about a month.
Well, it depends on the grade of the tear, is what I'm saying.
Okay. But what I'm asking you is, does this mean that he's going to start on the pub list now?
I don't think so, because I think the pub list I think takes you out for the first 4 weeks of the season, 4 weeks, right? I don't think that. I think that a hamstring injury, even if it's a grade 3, he could still be ready to go by the start of the season. It's unfortunate because this is crucial time for him to be getting conditioned, and it's his first year in the league. So you want him to be going into this ready, and it just makes you nervous about, is he going to, once he is playing and he's back, is he going to be ready to go? Is he going to be conditioned? So that's a shame of it.
It does.
But you gotta hope for the best there.
All right. Well, I'll start off with the corners. So we got our captain, our guy. We got Darius Slay. He's going to be leading us to in that DB room, and then we got Reed Blankenship. I feel like this is he got the extension, cheap friendly deal. He is. I think he's not great in space, but I feel like he is a great commodity when it comes to football, like into the team. Like he's great he's a perfect fit. And then after that we got Chauncey, we got that dog back. Ain't nobody coming back in Philadelphia trying to punk us again, because we got his tail on the back on his game. And then we got Cooper DeJean. I was hoping, I was actually looking forward to seeing some pictures and seeing some video of him. But hey man, get better, get them hamstrings stronger. Then we got our guy Quinyon Mitchell, straight out of Toledo representing. And then we got Keely Ringo, which is I feel like he's here to push some competition out here. Tristan McCollum, I think he's probably going to be a good special teams guy. And then after that, we got Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown is our guy. He's unfortunately starting on the PUP list as well, so he'll be out for 4 weeks. And then Avonte Maddox. I feel like Avonte, now that Jawn, I'm about to say Jawn. Now that Jawn is out for a while, I feel like he'll be the starter at that nickel position. And then we got James Bradbury. I'm not going to go there. I'm saying positive. Woosah, rub your ears. Then we got our guy, Isaiah Rogers. We're super, super happy to have him here. And shout out to him for doing an interview with our little sister, Simone. And then we got Mekhi Gardner. Shout out. I don't know. I mean, wasn't he the he's a cousin to somebody from the Steelers?
I don't remember that.
Was
I
that
didn't know he was. I knew he was with us last year. I don't remember that.
He was with us last year. Okay, then that means that was Sean Stevens. My bad. So Andre Sam, straight out LSU. He's a dog. This kid loves to hit. And then I just said Sean Stevens. I think he was the guy that he's a former. His uncle or cousin is a former NFL player. I'm not sure. Zach McPherson. This needs to stay healthy, man. He had a tough break last year. Tyler Hall. I like Tyler Hall coming straight from the Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like he can play nickel, but he's more of a safety. Eli Ricks. I love how you switched his number 23. He's going to keep it coming. Josh Jobe. I like Josh Jobe. I just wish sometimes he would just put hands on people. Direct them. That's all I can say. I'm not trying to be positive. And then after that, we got Mario Goodrich. I forgot, where's Mario Goodrich from, Gail?
Dude, doesn't that sound like a mechanic's name?
Texas Tech.
Yeah, it does.
Mario Goodrich.
Yeah.
Clemson.
Goodrich.
Clemson. That's what I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about, a couple slides ago how this defense looks exactly the same. It wasn't us saying that, but this is exactly where you're wrong. I mean, this is a much improved secondary. Also, Sports King, kind of out of pocket comment, bro. Talking about how Slay is getting benched. Mark my word, bro has been the best cornerback on our team every year that he's been on our team. So I don't know where you see that. I think that trend continues. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell is obviously on the come up. He's the guy that is the shiny new toy, and we want to see him perform well. But this year, I think that he kind of maxes out as our CB2. He's a rookie, man. Like, I don't want to put too much expectations on him. Obviously, he has a lot of potential, but Darius Slay is Darius Slay, man. He's one of the better cornerbacks that's played in the NFL. So I think that is going to continue to be that trend. Avonte Maddox, I love to have Avonte Maddox back, man. Obviously he kind of had to take a casualty earlier this year in the offseason, get cut from the team. But I think that obviously the famous thing with him is when healthy, but literally that when healthy, I think he's one of the better nickel cornerbacks in the league. I have no problem with him out there as long as I see him out there. Isaiah Rogers, hearing so much good things about him. He's obviously got so much potential. And the more time that passes, the further we get from last season. I'm going to be real with you guys. I kind of want to keep Bradbury. I think it's right. Like, you just look at the depth of this team. Unless you're going to trade him. But you don't outright cut him, is what I'm saying.
What?
Nah, I think depth wise, you keep him, bro.
I mean, my thing is, I wouldn't. If you kept him on the roster, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, if Brian Dawkins said he was playing out of position, and I'll take B-Dog's word.
All right, I want to see how much money will be sitting on the bench.
Dude,
I think he'll be traded. He'll be traded, I think.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think that's a possibility. And I wouldn't be upset with that either, because I don't view him as a starter on this team. But if we're talking about like strictly depth, let's say, God forbid, a starter ends up going down, either Quinyon or Darius Slay. Who do you want coming in? Mario Goodrich or James Bradbury? Like,
I'd rather have Bradbury.
I'd rather have Bradbury out there personally.
Yeah. People are Rack Shack is throwing beers at you, crunchy beers at you. Come on.
But I think that Keely Ringo is another name there that I don't want to be slept on. I love this camp battle that's going to be going on between Keely Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers, kind of just iron sharpening iron. I do think that we are heading towards the era of youth with this secondary. But I just don't think we're there yet, and I wouldn't mind having some older depth there, just as a safety net.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to let the whole Bradbury thing sink in, but yeah, definitely didn't want to start this off with the news that we just got. I mean, they just announced that it's going to be about 3 weeks until he gets some PT on the field. So
we're looking at a grade 2.
Yeah, so it might not be as serious, but it's definitely not a great injury to be dealing with. Like I said, I pulled mine just last week, and then I tried to play again this past weekend. Definitely was not the smartest thing to do. Mm-hmm. But look, that lineup that we have there, Slay, I get it. He's the captain of this position.
Oh, come on.
No. I'm just listen, man. I'm not gonna take back what I said, bro. You got to respect the fact that I'm not gonna take back what I said. I want to see more progress from him. He has been the best. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's definitely out of everybody, no doubt. But I'm gonna say what I said. I just need to see progress out of him. And then with Chauncey coming back, maybe that'll go ahead and build the momentum up. And I want to see it. You said it yourself, man. We need that mentality. We need that toughness back on the secondary. We didn't have that. He might have played his ass off and he might have played great, but we didn't have that toughness. And that's what I need. I need that toughness back.
My question is to you. My question is to you, though. Do you think with CJ DJ coming back that those two corners, Bradbury and Slay, you think they'll go back to regular format of that 2022 season?
That's what I was just getting ready to go into, bro.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. The crazy part about it is I'm listening to the comments and I'm not gonna, take back what I said about Bradbury. Like I agree. I think it was Daz that said it. You don't want to go ahead and start him, and you don't want to cut him. So you got to go ahead and trade him. And with Evan backing up Evan on his comment, if he's on the squad, backing up Gail on his comment. If there's an opportunity, something you had to pick between him and Goodwrench, you're gonna go with Bradbury. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
sure.
it's just those type of situations you got to go ahead and get yourself ready for. But with CJ coming back, and then the way Bradbury played last time Fangio was in the building, there's a possibility, there could be a resurrection with this dude. I'm not going to go ahead and close the doors on it. I'm not.
And if we're playing devil's advocate here, he is literally 2 years removed from an All-Pro season.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I get that people can fall off of cliffs and all that. I get that. But, is there something to him just being out of position with a lackluster defensive coordinator last year, and he could be an improved from last year player? I think so.
That could be the possibility. And then, again, that's why I questioned the whole thing with Slay. You know what I mean? I felt like, again, he was the best out of everybody.
But also, Slay was also injured.
Yeah, he was injured. That's what I was about to say. He was injured.
We got that intel earlier on in the season. I think
he had a knee injury.
Before mid-season, we got intel from where we got it from. Saying that he was dealing with that injury, and then when Dallas came, we got that intel that this is going to be his last game, and I'm like, what? That injury definitely lingered for sure.
Let me ask you guys a question. You pick one name. Who has a breakout season on this list? Obviously, can't be Darius Slay, can't be Chauncey. A breakout season.
Quinyon.
Quinyon?
His son.
I'm going to say Sidney Brown, bro.
I was going to say Sidney Brown.
Bro, I love the intensity that Sidney Brown plays with, dude. I think he can pop a motherfucker in the mouth. I love it. My bad.
No, I feel better now. I feel better.
So looking at this group, man, I just feel like overall we got what we needed in on the back end with bringing in Chauncey. I think if you really want to make us all happy, and just thinking the guy that speaks the language of Fangio, if you got Simmons in, that's really what I'm at. I'm at the who knows the defense, who can speak the language. I do think the younger guys in Cooper and Quignon have to learn on the fly. Keely Ringo has showed you that he's like, that's what I like to see. He wants to compete. Still, I want to see more fluidity in the hips out there. Isaiah Rodgers, I feel like Rodgers, everyone's talking highly of Rodgers. I think whether it's special teams or not, I think Isaiah Rodgers brings you some versatility inside, outside. Vontae Maddox, a potential to play nickel, safety. Sidney Brown starting off on the pup. So we won't see him right away, but I think the back end guys with Ricks, Joe, we're talking about Keely Ringos, the younger guys, and we didn't even say Zach McPherson. All these guys have something to play for, so I think this group, tons of guys here, but it's going to be interesting in camp. Who wants it more? I'm totally down for the competition. I believe. Tim and I were having a conversation about if Quignon starts again, week 1. If Isaiah Rodgers outshines the youngins, Fangio will probably go with the proven. But like again, if they're even, you start them young because there's no reason to if they're even.
Gail just wants to put Quignon on there like that.
Bro, I think what we've seen of him, I'm like, bro, that's
no. I agree with you,
man.
I agree with you. But and so let me give you a little bit of intel of what we were talking about was, everybody was saying, "Oh, Tim needs some milk and stuff like that," right? But basically, what I'm saying is, just because you're drafted in the first round doesn't mean that you're going to be put right on the field. What I'm saying is, this is Vic Fangio. He's an old school coach. He don't give a damn if you're making 15 to 20 mil. If you're not playing good, you're going to get benched. I'm going to put somebody else out there. So that was the reason why I was saying what I was saying. You're going to put out the best product out there for the best production. You want to win. What's his name? Herm. What did Herm say? You play to win the game. That's what I was saying.
Bro, Quignon is a winner, my guy. Quignon is a winner, dude. Like I'm just really hoping for the best there. Move right along to the special teams. Evan, I know you're the big special teams person in the building. I feel like you should introduce this group because
special teams are people too, bro.
Yeah, you have inside sources with the special team group.
That's right.
Can you tell us the story about that?
What with Rick Lovato?
Yeah.
I mean, Rick Lovato bought a car from my dad. So we were able to land Rick Lovato a couple years ago for an interview. That was great legwork by my dad getting that one lined up. But, stays in contact. And honestly, like we've had the privilege to interview a ton of people on the show, some better than others. One of the most down-to-earth dudes for considering what his job is, man. He plays in the NFL. Like he was a super cool dude. So obviously on here we're all big fans of Rick Lovato. And also at a very specialty position, ironically enough, on the special teams, long snapper. You don't got much competition. There's not a big long snapper competition going on at camp. Rick's pretty much got that one locked down. Another one, Jake Elliott. Obviously, he signed an extension this offseason, another extension with the Eagles. There was a lot of people when Elliott signed that first extension talk about, oh, my God, I can't believe how much money a kicker is making. And what was everybody saying when he signed this extension? It was crickets because they know what he brings to the team. They know he's one of the most clutch guys on our roster. Love to have Jake Elliott as an Eagle. Best kicker in Eagles history. I said it there. Braden Mann, it's a tough shot. It's a tough headshot, man. I gotta be honest. But he was a mercenary last year, came in late last year. He did all right. Is he for sure the guy moving forward? He's the guy now until he gets Joe Pesci'd in Goodfellas, until he gets made the scapegoat for problems. He's here. And then you look at the returners. I talked about earlier how Howard Roseman tries to get ahead of the 8 ball. And there's new rules this year with the kick return. So we've got a whole stable of guys that are fighting for that kick return spot. I like all of them, honestly. I think that's going to be great competition between Isaiah Rodgers, Anaya Smith, Kenny Gainwell, and Will Shipley. And then, as you look over at the punt returner position, Britton Covey, that's the only thing you do around here, bro. It's no disrespect. If you're going to show up on this team, if you're going to make this roster this year, I think that you need to be more than just a punt returner. I think that you need to show some hands, show some routes as a wide receiver. Otherwise, I'm sorry, man. Like there's just too much talent that is on this roster. There's too many guys that I want to make the final 53. That solely being a punt returner, I don't think is going to cut it with the competition he has there. So looking forward to it.
It's got one thing about the if you were in your job, right, Ev, and what you do at your work, and you were one of the top 5 performers at your job, they said, that's not going to cut it, Evan. We need you to do more.
That's what they say to me all the fucking time.
That's
the story of my life. So relatable, Britton Covey, relatable, but that's life.
Yeah, I mean, with you got man definitely in that position. Lovato is definitely going to be the long snapper, and then Jake Elliott. I mean, I saw him the other day walking his dog. The man, he's living his life. He got his contract. He's good, chilling in Haddonfield. That's my co. What do they call that? A co-anchor on the Toyota commercial. So
yeah.
Me and him got some history. The kick returning squad. I mean, look, man, this is what also another position I'm looking forward to seeing, especially with the new rules coming in this season. Seeing what these new guys are all about. Anaya Smith, Isaiah Rodgers, Shipley, seeing what he brings to the table. I'm with you on the whole Britton Covey. I mean, hey, listen, he's really got to go ahead and grind to go ahead and seal a spot on this team. So it's really going to be interesting to see what he's going to be doing. If not, I guess he can go ahead and pretty much focus the rest of his life in the Olympics, because it's just not cutting, at least not here. I mean, like you said, with the great talent that we got surrounding this squad, I mean, it's going to be really hard, and the competition is going to be serious for him.
You got it mixed up with what the hell, Devin Allen.
Yeah, I was like,
my bad. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just go back to being the grandson of somebody that was an author that Gail bought their book.
The book. That's the book.
First of all, Britton Covey doesn't need your NFL money, bro. He is caked up. You're like, Hassan out here trying to get the last, bro. I'm telling you, Covey got probably like 30 mil guaranteed wait for him somewhere.
What?
No, it's interesting, bro. His family is caked.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, they got caked like that.
I thought you meant 30 million guaranteed from an NFL roster, not from inheritance.
No, inheritance.
His inheritance.
Hey, man, that's
his
a blessing.
inheritance.
That's a blessing.
Like his grandfather and his dad both have bestsellers.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're authors, right? They're
authors. So you're making my point even easier then. I mean, this man has had plenty of opportunity in his life. Give someone else an opportunity that doesn't have $30 million in the bank that's sitting there waiting for him.
You don't even need to be. He's he's putting his life in jeopardy at punt return.
Yeah,
he doesn't even need to be.
Why are you risking crippling yourself when you can literally just retire right now, man? Like, what are you doing?
It's like, I'd rather be a crash dummy.
Before all we know, he's probably writing a book of his own.
Yeah, how to be a crash dummy.
Covey definitely got a shot here. Like UDFA to
it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. But before we get out of here, man, I think Evan's probably got a hot take. He's got to get off his chest.
What is it with these hot takes?
I know you got one. Hey, I've got
Santucci's, best pizza in Philadelphia. Gail knows it. Anytime we want pizza, it's Santucci's. You go. I'm gonna go get some Santucci's after this here podcast. I've been thinking about it for the past 45 minutes.
That's funny.
That's all I got.
Low pizza can fix. Can't fix.
Oh, and I also got a follow-up because I feel like Gail's about to say something real smarmy about Santucci's. This man goes and orders a spaghetti and meatballs at a pizza place. Listen, I don't know who's been to many pizza places. Pasta. You don't get. It's not an Italian restaurant. It's a pizza place. There's a difference.
That is violation, bro.
Yeah, but what if I got both?
That's violation.
You got both, but I'm saying you can't judge them on their pasta. They're a pizza place. That like just because it's both Italian food, it doesn't make them an Italian restaurant. Their specialty is pizza. You don't go to a burger place and complain about their tacos.
Ev, I'm a grown man. If I'm fiending spaghetti and meatballs, I'm gonna get spaghetti and meatball, and I'm gonna get your pizza.
That's fair. That's fair.
And ask Evan who paid for it.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know why you're throwing that in my face.
Hater, bro. Hater. And I can't get myself some spaghetti. I was like, bro. Damn.
I wasn't complaining because you were paying for your spaghetti.
Eddie paid for it.
Oh, hey, I love the way y'all two are throwing each other under the bus.
Just in case if y'all didn't know, Gail paid for it.
Yeah, Gail paid.
I paid for it.
I'm gonna eat my spaghetti, bro. Tim, what is your hot take before we get out of here?
We're about to do we're gonna go do I think we're gonna do the contest. We're gonna pick a winner for the Dynamic Duo T-shirt. I have a couple, and then for the rest of the crew, I have Salute to Service Eagle, like little flags, and we also have a shout out to the Phillies and welcome Paul George to Philadelphia. We got the Fanatic tees too as well, so we're gonna be doing that contest here shortly, and get out some names and DM people or get some addresses and send them out.
Yeah, so if it doesn't, we did that Die Hard, and you put your name in the comments. That was episode 430. So the people that put Die Hard in the content in the comments are going to get one of those tees. We're picking someone to get one of those tees.
Oh, and if you are watching this, go apply Die Hard on that one as well. You might get picked.
Oh, for another one?
Yeah, for another one. Let's do it.
Hey,
I gotta get rid of these. So
the most confusing contest ever. So in the comments, go to YouTube, type in Die Hard again to be entered in to get one of these tees. Can we see the tee, Tim?
Yeah. Sure. Got the Die Hard. We got shout out to Brotherly Life, man, for making it doing this tee. So yeah, holla at your boy Devontae Smith.
We got Bob from down under. Bob didn't hear
said I paid for it.
Oh,
where's it at?
Yo, everybody get called out.
The instructions were in the United States.
Oh, man.
These Bob from down under shipping rates is crazy.
Oh man, that's
hilarious.
That's hilarious.
But Todd actually got his hoodie. Shout out to Todd.
Thanks for being an American citizen, Todd. We appreciate you. God bless America.
Boy, you just opened up.
You sure did. You just opened the can.
Man.
Hey Bob, let me know what your size is, and we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen, Bob from down there. Racksack says, "Do they have crunchy beer in Australia?" Man. Before we get out of there, shout out to Bud Light for holding down all the tailgates. Tailgate season's right around the corner. If you've been to Conshohock, an Italian bakery, you know their tomato pies are the best in the business. Shout out to Red Bull for holding down the wings. Where there's an event on Saturday. Evan has totally been a chicken. He chickened out. He was the most youthful member of 4th and Jawn. He decided to opt out. Not only is Cooper Jawn sitting on the sidelines, Evan Hollywood Hearn is also sitting on the sidelines. Does not want to risk injury. I respect it.
Yeah, as a man, albeit a young person to break his hip, I have fears of that.
I would have never even said that. I would have never said that.
What?
You're a man.
I broke my hip.
I did break my hip. Why is that embarrassing? I was doing rad tricks snowboarding, and I broke my hip, and now I don't want to break it again. And I also don't want to jump into the Delaware River because I think there's bodies in there.
Dude, is it that serious?
The Delaware River? The river between Camden and Philadelphia?
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one.
Are you trying to say something?
Am I trying to say something? I thought it was a pretty common known fact.
Oh God, I gotta get off here because y'all is coming for each other tonight.
I mean, they say there's an average jumper from the Ben. There's an average jumper from the Ben Franklin and the Commodore Barry Bridge like every other week. There ain't no guarantee they found everybody.
Oh, y'all are bugging.
I mean, hey, we're not supposed to snitch, is what I'm saying. You can't be.
I didn't know I was snitching. I was just stating.
Yeah, that's definitely definitely not the way. But if you are excited about this event, it is the Red Bull Championship Run. That could have been Evan.
That could be one of the bodies in the river.
I think Evan still has a chance.
I might have had.
I think it might.
I think you still do. You ain't planning on you ain't planning on having kids anytime soon. So you mean you can afford an injury, one more.
But shout out to Red Bull for holding down the fort and holding down this event in Philly. It's gonna be a great time. Last word. We'll go with Tim. Last word, Tim.
Yeah, man. Camp is here. Back to school. Shout out to my daughter. She went back to school yesterday, and she's growing up on me really, really fast, man. So appreciate everything that comes to you, and let it come to you. That's probably my last. That's my dad moment, I guess.
Love it, man. Yeah. Say you, Primo.
Last word on it. Another dad.
Yeah. I mean, big ups to my son who's patiently here, chilling with me right now, trying to find activities. But I'm about to lose my mind because he keeps on touching my ego stuff over here. But I just want to give a big shout out to my squad, my baseball team. We're gonna hit the playoffs this weekend, start of a playoff run. Big ups to these guys. It's been a long, fought, hard season. We got into the dance, and now it's all about, taking it all the way to the end with the championship. So, I want to give them a big shout out, and stay safe. Like, hey, listen, training camp is here. The exciting moment is going to be here. Slight bit of bad news today, but hey, listen, we'll get over it. We've gotten over worse. I think we're going to be fine. I'm looking forward to seeing these studs go to work and, see what the season is going to be all about. So, go Birds.
Evan's got something on his mind. What do you think about that?
I mean, you guys talk about your kids. Shout out to my cat, Lana.
Yo, that's hilarious.
I got nothing, man.
Is the name really Lana?
Yeah, it's Lana. It was Stormy, and then I changed it to Lana. If you recognize the theme I stuck with, it's just.
Oh man, yo. My God, Evan's
cool
killing
cat.
us tonight.
Cool cat.
No, dude, I'm excited for the Eagles. We are what's it called? We're less than we got like 2 months until the start of the actual season. So, dude, I'm hyped up. I'm looking forward to camp competitions, and shout out number one PUSSY in Philadelphia. That's Lana.
What?
I like how you spelt it. Okay.
I already cursed once on the show today.
Oh boy.
God. Yeah. Shout out to all the cat dads out here. Evan is the worst cat dad because his cat.
Because Gail pays for my cat's food.
We have a paid for cat camper, dog. This thing is like a Rolls Royce for cats, right? And it's waiting here at the house for Ev. He's got a cat
He's
jungle
gonna put you
gym
on his taxes next year, bro.
at the house, waiting for his cat.
It's true.
And he's just being a terrible cat dad at this moment. I'm just putting that out there. That's my hot take.
That's on me.
And one of my last words. Shout out to Crafty Jawn for all the great chains. The chains are on their way. 4th and Jawn chain is on their way. You want a customizable chain, go to craftyjawn.com. Shout out to Jesse Wines. He's got a dope flyer in the making. He's wants to set up a photo shoot with us. Ev Prime for the tail.
I'm in.
Okay.
Am I getting Photoshop?
Yeah, we could do a cardboard.
You can fly in.
We can do a cardboard.
Go a cardboard up of you. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Appreciate you guys. This is the off season, but it's starting today. The real season is starting today with the training camp reporting. Shout out to Mel. He invited me on Monday to come with him. I do have to customize some shoes for him, but he's also a Yankee fan. I'll let that slide. But shout out to Mel. So that the NovaCare practice is pretty awesome. Also, if you want to get an Eagles credit card and gain points, that's how you get points to and access to some of these practices. You can trade in your points to go to these awesome events. So not getting anything out of that from the Eagles credit card, but that's how you gain points out there. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. We'll see you guys in the next one. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.